Hey everyone, welcome back to our JRPG tutorial series. In the last episode, we built the skeleton of our turn system using an enum-based state machine and a battle manager. We successfully spawned both the player and a simple enemy into the battle scene at their spawn points. Today, in this episode, we're going to add a basic player action menu so that the player can choose what to do on their turn instead of auto attacking. We'll keep it minimal, just attack and defend, but we'll structure it so that it's easy to expand later on with more actions like skills or magic. The goals are to show the action menu only during the player turn. When the player chooses an action, hide the menu, then we'll run the action and then go back to the enemy turn. Attacks will reduce the enemy's HP. Defending reduces damage taken from the next enemy attack, and then a victory and defeat behavior will continue to work when the player wins the battle. Alright, so before we begin, let me kind of show you what is expected to happen when we're done with this. So we have our battle scene here. It's just a testing scene to get it going, right? And when I press attack, the player attacks. If I come over here, you'll see the enemy's losing life, right? So let's go back. And then when the enemy dies, I come back here. But because I accessed it from the main, from just the battle scene instead of going through town and coming into the dungeon, then it kind of messes up the player location a bit. It puts it at the location of the world itself instead of, or the center point of the world for the dungeon instead of the actual player spawn point, which that's a small issue, but once you, as long as you enter through the town and then go into the dungeon, then it will spawn you back to, or it should spawn you back to where the player entered the battle from. So, this is going to be a little bit different of a video. Because it is so code heavy, I'm going to include the code, links to the code as a in the description. Otherwise this video is going to be like 45 minutes of just me coding, because we changed pretty much almost the entire battle manager for this, just to give you an idea, right? So it starts here at 1 and it goes all the way down now to line 217, and most of it is completely different. What I will do though is go through and kind of explain how the code works. We also added this action menu here. This one I'll code out for you guys just so you can see, because it's not that long, it won't take that much time. And then we had to make some changes to the battle UI, which I will do. So let's get to that portion of the video, shall we? Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is make some changes here to this. We need to actually change this. We're going to change the name of this to Action Menu. We already have our attack button and our defend button annotated. Let's see. And then we have our enemy container as well with the label for the name, even though we haven't actually given it a name yet. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to come up here to our action menu. We're going to add, a script. And let's go ahead and name this action menu and go ahead and create that. Next thing we're going to be doing is we're gonna create a signal. It's gonna be called action chosen. We're gonna pass through the action name as a string. I have the on ready variable attack button. And the button is going to equal over here. We're going to drag out the attack button just like that, and I have the on ready variable defend button. It's going to be of type button, of course, and then we're going to drag out that defend button. Right here in the ready function, we're going to go ahead and say attack button dot pressed dot connect. I'm gonna delete that pass because that's getting in my way. And we'll put a function in there in a minute. We're gonna do the same thing with the defend button dot pressed and add a connect function to it. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to, how do I want to do this? We're going to pass hide. That way, if one of these are pressed, then it's eventually what we're going to do is we're going to hide it, the menu. So we got to be able to ready to pass it. We want it hidden in the beginning. Then when it's the player's turn, after the player spawns, it'll show it. But what we are going to do is we're going to say function show menu. We're going to create one called that. And in this function, we're going to say to show the menu. Attack button disabled. And make sure that our attack button is that the buttons are not disabled. That way we can press them if we need to. And then our next function is going to be our hide menu function. And we're just going to pass hide. Whoops, not hide menu. Hide. There we go. Alright. Why don't you like that? Yeah, you're fine. Alright. Now, we're not going to need our process. What we will need though is we're going to need some functions to connect our buttons to. So the first one is going to be an on attack pressed. And inside of here, what we're gonna do is we want to know what's going on for right now in our output. So I'm gonna have it print a message to us, and that message is gonna be action menu. Put it in a bracket so that I know that it's referring to the. For me, I'll know it's referring to the script. Okay, that's the script is firing the way it's supposed to. Emitting action chosen. But now what I'm going to say is attack button dot disabled is true, because I don't want to be able to press it a second time. I don't want to be able to press the defend button immediately after pressing the attack button, so that will be disabled. We're also going to pass hide the menu, and then we're going to tell it action chosen dot emit is going to be attack. And then function on defend, on defend pressed void. And then what we're gonna do is I'm actually going to, at this point, just copy all this right here, press enter underneath this defend pressed, and paste it in there. And we're gonna change attack to defend. Like that. And then up here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna pass on attack pressed, and then we're gonna pass on defend pressed. Like that. All right, and that will set us up for that. And then next we have our battle manager, and I'm going to kind of talk about it a lot versus go through and make you guys like retype just about everything. So I think we are good. I'll probably create a second video explaining it actually, but I'll post them all both today. Okay, so that's our action menu. We got that changed. The last thing that we're gonna do is in our battle scene, go ahead and delete our UI in there. Click to no, yes, and then click on battle scene, and we're gonna reinstantiate that. What is it called? It's called battle UI. So right there, see there's the action menu, and I'm just gonna drag it up here, that way it's next to the battle manager. I can see, and if I need to jump back and forth between them, then I can. So until then, I'll see you in the next video. Keep learning, keep building.